Hello, everybody.
Hello.
We're back.
Good morning. We are here.
Did you get any boxes?
No, not
Me neither.
Not
so
since the end
luckily,
of
I
last
saved
week.
some from last week.
Yeah.
Come on, boxes.
She
Where are
definitely
you?
needs boxes. I actually have a nice pile for today, and I already have some for next week. Some, not a lot, but some. But she's in need of some boxes.
Where are my boxes? Come on.
Usually, when we say we need boxes to the
They show
camera,
up,
they
yeah.
show up. So.
Yeah, somebody's watching. Somebody.
Oh, Tuesday is usually a good day for books, so maybe we will get some.
Yeah, somebody at either UPS or Baker and Taylor. They're watching.
Hear our plea.
Yes.
What
do
so
you got?
I have a couple. Like I said, we had a big pile, but I just kind of
You picked your favorites.
only picked a couple. Hi, Mom.
Literally. I'm like, I can't even
Yeah.
see. I've got my
Literally,
foggy
hey.
glasses.
So I have a couple for today, and a cookbook I'm super excited about, but we'll get
This one
there.
tricked me. Right?
She thought it was a kid's
I thought it was a
book.
kid's book. I'm
But,
like, "Whoop."
but,
But it's for
according to
kids,
the
right?
author, that is a secret of their book design, and I'll get to that later.
Oh, okay.
I
Oh.
love islands. Okay.
Okay.
Well, now I'm getting
Okay,
really excited
now I'm
about this
intrigued.
cookbook. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So the first book we have is by Jacqueline Mitchard. It's called The Good Son. And it's kind of a sad premise. So it's what do you do when the person you love best becomes unrecognizable to you? For Thea, the answer is simple and agonizing. You keep loving him somehow. So this is about a mom and her son. Stefan was just 17 when he went to prison for the murder of his girlfriend, a crime that he has no memory of committing. 3 years later, he's released to a world that refuses to let him move on. The girlfriend's mother, who was once Thea's good friend, galvanizes the community to rally against him to protest in her daughter's memory. Neighbors, employers, even some members of Thea's own family turn away. Meanwhile, Thea struggles to understand her son. At times, Stefan is still the sweet boy he has always been. At others, he is a young man tormented by guilt and a need to atone. But as his passionate efforts to make amends meet escalating threats, Thea begins to suspect darker forces are at play. I don't know what that means.
I'm going to blame the internet. It's always the internet.
Darn internet.
Or social media. Those are social
TikTok.
Media. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're out to get him.
I know. If there is so much she never knew about her son, what other hidden secrets has she yet to uncover, especially the shocking truth about the night Belinda died? So, I don't know.
Yeah, it kind of sounds,
But it's gripping, heartrending, and quietly devastating.
Oh.
I know. But this one sounds more exciting. Begins by asking deep family questions, then unexpectedly turns into a galloping thriller. So that
A
sounds
thriller
really
I can
exciting.
take.
Yeah,
When I saw the title, I was thinking it was going to be like one of those really creepy ones where the kid is like a sociopath who pushes another kid off a cliff or something. So who knows? But that sounds somehow less challenging and less depressing than a son just gone wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds
An
good.
engrossing
It could
story
be
about
good.
forgiveness, redemption, and unconditional love. So maybe
I feel like it could be good. I just don't know. You have to
Hard
be in
to
the right
tell, I know.
headspace for it. If you're
No,
looking
it
for a
says-
light
it says-
escape, I don't know.
It says it is rich and complex, so
Light,
I think
not
there
light
must
escape.
be more than what meets the eye here. So,
Okay.
So like viral sensation. I mean, Colleen Hoover has always been popular, but with book Instagram and book TikTok, book talk, she's become like such a viral sensation. There is a new one from Colleen Hoover out today. It's called Reminders of Him. A young mother fights to learn a place in her child's life, but is there room for her? Another
sad
prison,
mother, parent,
another
child,
prison
yeah.
story. After
boy.
serving 5 years in prison for a tragic mistake, Kenna returns to the town where it all went wrong, hoping to reunite with her 4-year-old daughter. But the bridges Kenna burned are proving impossible to rebuild. Everyone in her daughter's life is determined to shut Kenna out, no matter how hard she works to prove herself. The only person who hasn't closed the door on her completely is Ledger Ward, a local bar owner and one of the few remaining links to Kenna's daughter. But if anyone were to discover how Ledger is slowly becoming an important part of Kenna's life, both would risk losing the trust of everyone important to them. The two form a connection despite the pressure surrounding them, but as their romance grows, so does the risk. Kenna must find a way to absolve the mistakes of her past in order to build a future out of hope and healing.
Interesting.
So that's
I feel like there's a reason why
There's
there's
gotta
like
be, yeah.
books with prison coming out. I feel like maybe because of all the talk of like prison reform ideas and stuff. Like, what is the point? Are we just punishing people, or are we supposed to be helping them become members of society again?
Yeah.
It's something that's been in the news a lot, so I can kind of see why books are reflecting that. It's
There's somebody on this season of The Amazing Race who was wrongly incarcerated for 10 years, and so apparently he tells his story out there on the internet or something like that, but he's on this season of The Amazing Race, and his partner is just like, we just wanted to do something fun to celebrate that he's getting his life back, and he's the nicest person, and it's just like, giving people a chance to tell their stories, because there's so much that we don't know.
Right, and such a fine balance between like victims' rights and then what rights we have in the Constitution, and supposedly protects people from these things, and it's interesting, and I guess it's important enough that it's really making its way into fiction, which is always interesting to see people's spins on it. I like that.
Yeah. It is interesting to hear all the voices that are available, whether it's just somebody who...
Because nonfiction can be dry on this subject, I'm sure, so it's kind of fun to have some fiction books to explore it.
It's very interesting, and we have two completely different takes.
Even in the kids department, there's been a few books recently with like a parent that's in prison or something like that, so it's definitely a topic. It's definitely out there.
It is. And again, especially like for your age group, especially, they need to see that like it happens, and here's a really gentle way to talk about it.
Yep, because kids do have questions.
They do. We love
Lots of
questions.
Yep.
It's okay. This next one is called Yinka, Where's Your Husband?
Okay, I like the title already.
I know, by Lizzie Damalola Blackburn.
And I love the cover, because I feel like these are for her friends or something in her head. Is that what that is?
These are her aunties.
Oh, her aunties. Okay, somebody's up in her head. I can see this.
Oh yeah, and her mother.
Oh boy. Okay.
Meet Yinka, a 30-something Oxford-educated British-Nigerian woman whose mother's constant refrain is, Yinka, where's your husband?
Oh no, so it's not like, I thought it was literally like, where's your husband, as in he's lost or something. No, she wants her to have, that's even worse. Oh no, this poor woman.
Yinka's Nigerian aunties frequently pray for her delivery from singledom. Her work friends think she's too traditional, and her girlfriends think she needs to get over her ex. And the men in her life, that's a whole other story. But Yinka herself has always believed that true love will find her when the time is right. But then her cousin gets engaged, so Yinka goes on a journey.
Pressure.
She goes on a journey called Operation Wedding Date.
Don't do it, Yinka.
I know.
Don't do it.
I know. Yinka, Where Is Your Husband brilliantly subverts the traditional romantic comedy with an unconventional heroine who bravely asks the questions we all have about love. Wry and moving, this is a love story that makes you smile but also makes you think. Explores what it means to find your way between two cultures, both of which are yours. And so it just really explores the fact that she's not like a damsel in distress heroine that you read in like rom-coms and romance stories. She's really like got a great head on her shoulders, and she's just trying to figure out like where everything fits in her life.
Modern and fresh. That sounds exactly like what the story is.
It got excellent reviews. It's getting, now that it's at its release date, it's getting quite a bit of buzz. I've been seeing on a lot of blogs and publishers alerts coming into my email. Beautiful, big-hearted story about friendship, family, and love. Yinka has a charming voice. Smart, sophisticated, and fresh. This is the girl gets herself type of story.
Oh, I love it.
We love it. We love to see a girl who lives for herself.
Yes, this sounds great. Under apparently tremendous pressure, just judging by the cover, this is a lot.
Hilarious, insightful, and so uplifting.
Nice.
So.
Excellent. Yay.
Yes. And then we have, this is a series by Stephen Hunter, a new Bob Lee Swagger novel called Targeted. A master sniper must put his skills to the test in a once-in-a-lifetime showdown. So it's about somebody who helps protect people. He shot somebody who was like a terrorist, but now there's all this legal trouble, and then it just kind of is the whole like, I think it's like a general like good versus evil, like what is good and what is bad kind of a thing.
Oh boy. Okay.
I know. But it is like a legal thriller kind of a thing.
Probably a fast read too, I'm imagining.
I think so. I think so.
Good.
Best straight up thriller writer. One of the most skilled hands in the thriller business. So it's like a legal thriller, modern.
Good. Sounds good.
And then we have the cookbook that I'm so excited about.
I honestly thought this was a kid's book, and I'm like, wait, what did I order? This is too big for children. I can't, like, a kid couldn't even lift this book up.
This is the third Nom Nom Paleo cookbook. I have used the other two cookbooks several times on Book Cooks, and I have them at home for myself. Like, I bought my own copy because I love them. I love Michelle Tam's recipes. So this book is by Michelle Tam, and her husband Henry Fong does all of like the illustrations and layouts in the book. So I'll show you what that means. And Michelle does say that secretly they designed this book with children in mind because it's engaging for children, maybe gets them to help you in the kitchen, maybe gets them interested in cooking and the healthy food.
As long as you do the picking up, because it's very heavy.
So as you can see, there are little like comic characters of her husband, and her two children. And so everything, it is literally step by step. It is super informational. That's why the book is so big. So every recipe has a picture and a step by step description of how to do it. And it's kind of like comic book style.
That's fun.
Yes, it is super fun. And it's nice because if you are really learning how to cook, or if you are a kid, or
you just have kids around.
Yeah. Or you're a visual learner like I am, and it frustrates you in other cookbooks where they're like, okay, and then do this, and you're like, but how
would I do that?
How? Think like Schitt's Creek, fold in the cheese. She's gonna show you how to fold in the cheese.
Yeah, okay, that's
you don't have to.
That was hilarious. I'm like, how do you not know what that means? But I guess if you've never cooked,
I guess you don't know. Michelle Tam will show you how to do it.
Excellent.
And so their simple feasts and healthy eats includes Instant Pot, keto-friendly, Whole30, plant-based recipes. So basically any kind of dietary restriction that you or a family member might have, you can find them in here. And there's all sorts of things like sauces and spice blends, dumpling dipping sauce.
I like the dumplings. They look really good.
I know. Well, there's a recipe for that too.
So it's all meat-free? It's all plant-based?
Not all of it.
No,
okay. There are some, but it is largely like Nom Nom Paleo, so it does fit mostly into
I see she uses eggs, so it's not vegan.
Yep, mostly like paleo diet, so no grains, no dairy. But in some of them, she does say you could use rice here, or if you wanted to add some milk or plant-based milk.
Because not everybody is as strict. So,
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Instant Pot braised pork belly, coconut almond jelly. Look at that. That looks really good.
Yummy.
I know.
The fruit too. Oh my gosh, my stomach is already growling.
Here are the pot. These are the pot stickers.
What's in there? I gotta know.
She was looking for. I just happened to turn to the page. She's like, yes.
I gotta know. Are they
look,
veggie?
and she shows you exactly how to fold them and make them so that they look like you got them from a restaurant, but you made them fresh yourself, and you know exactly what's in them. Hold on.
Sometimes I found these ones that are really good. They're vegetarian.
Filling is dried shiitake mushrooms, cabbage,
ground pork. It does have pork. So
chicken broth, scallions, garlic, ginger, white pepper. But you could probably just do more of the mushrooms or something like that instead.
Sounds delish.
Oh yeah.
Very nice.
Let's see. Homemade dumplings. She just has these like little descriptions, and they're so cute. I just love her cookbooks, and I'm really excited to chicken and broccoli hand pot
That sounds good.
And so like if you are following a diet that you can't have certain dairy products or grains, she does also show you how to make the dumpling wrappers, the dough for these hand pies. Even there's like a tart in the back, and she does the recipe for that. Japanese chicken meatballs with her all-purpose stir-fry sauce, which is one of my favorites, and it's in one of her other cookbooks too. Baby bok choy with crab meats. Oh my gosh, that looks so good.
I love baby bok choy.
Oh my goodness, that looks so good. Look at that. That is bok choy with a crab meat sauce over the top. Who needs takeout when you can do this?
It's true. It's actually, they don't want you to know that the rest.
I've been so excited for this cookbook, and she's actually going to be in Ridgewood at Bookends at the end of this month.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Signing books.
Okay, that's really
She's
cool.
actually from the West Coast. I follow her on Instagram because I've been reading her blog for years. So then I started following her
That's gonna be
on
hopping.
Instagram. Yeah. And she's doing a book tour. Some of it's virtual, some of it's in person. She's coming to Ridgewood at the end of this month. So
Yay.
I know.
And also a nice way to support a small local bookstore.
Support a small local bookstore and a really cool author.
Yeah.
Husband and wife team.
Call ahead, because I don't know, do you have to
You have to get tickets. Yeah, you have to get tickets. So very exciting.
Nice.
And then for teens, I only have one today. I have a large pile, but I think this is the only one that comes out today. It is a brand new Miles Morales comic. This is the 6th one in the series, so we have all 6. This one is called All Eyes on Me. It's a comic that reminds us Miles Morales is a feel-good superhero that is grounded and relatable.
I do like the Miles Morales ones. Yeah.
Very,
I
very
think grown-ups do
popular.
too, so it's not just teens. I think grown-ups really like it too.
Very popular, this particular series by this group of illustrators and writers, and just traditional comic book style, but with Miles Morales. And I know that he's just, the Miles Morales popularity is not slowing down anytime soon.
He's the everyman Spider-Man.
We love Miles Morales, so very excited for that one.
Nice.
Get that one on the shelf.
All right. Are you ready for some kids' books?
We got some good ones.
We got a new Pete the Kitty Wash Your Hands book. It's one of our early readers. They say it's a level D, so that's a pretty low level, which is great for probably kindergarten, first graders. And I just love that it's a message about washing your hands, which is so important now. You know, as always, it's kind of got a fun little like musical, like Pete the cat tends to have a nice little rhythm to them and stuff. So, like, let's see here. It's splish, scrub, splash, rub. So like a nice little rhyme to keep you washing your hands, and splish, scrub, splash, rub, ta-da, great job. And then we get some more rhymes here that I've had to love. Wash your hands when you throw trash away. Wash your hands before you eat. Wash your hands after a treat. Wash your hands when someone is sick. Wash your hands if you have to pick. So I just love that they really get kids, and they're not gonna tell you don't pick. They're just gonna say wash your hands after. So
we know that the kids are doing it, so this is how you get them to wash their hands after they go in.
I thought that just cracked me up. So I was like, you gotta love it. You have to just love that.
Just honestly.
So anyway,
yeah.
Now this one I picked because so Angelina Ballerina has been around a long time. Yeah, you probably remember it from when you were a kid. My daughter loved it when she was a little kid, and then they had the TV show, and we just loved Angelina Ballerina. Now she has her own beginning reader books, which I just the illustrations by Catherine Halliburton, by Helen Craig are amazing.
Classic, very classic.
Beautiful, and this one is set in the library. So I have my thing about mice, which is I almost did this one last week. I'm like, I can't do 2 books with mice in them because it's like an obsession. And the truth is, if I ever found a mouse in my house, I'd be horrified. But I think they're very cute. But again, it's Angelina Ballerina, which was my daughter's favorite when she was little. She had the Angelina little doll, like a little stuffed animal.
I had a little
doll.
stuffed animal too.
Yeah. Did you have her friend too, Alice? Les had,
no, I think
had Angelina and Alice.
Angelina.
And then she had a bunch of the books because she didn't like Barbie. She was never like a Barbie girl. She liked stuffed animals. So Angelina was one of her favorites. And
I love it.
Now this one is a chapter book, Riley's Ghost. Horror continues to be popular for even our middle grade kids.
All ages.
Yeah, and this one it says Riley Flynn is alone. It feels like she's been on her own since 6th grade when her best friend Emily ditched her for the cool girl. So start off like a normal kind of
typical
drama.
Yeah.
Girls who don't like Riley. Girls who decide that one day to lock her in the science closet after everyone has gone home. Yikes.
Oh my gosh.
When Riley is finally able to escape, however, she finds that her horror story is only the beginning. All the school doors are locked, the phones are dead, the lights aren't working. Through halls lit by the narrow beam of her flashlight, which luckily she must have had in her backpack, Riley roams the building, seeking a way out as an explanation. And as she does, she starts to suspect she isn't alone after all. Bum, bum, bum. So, yeah.
I love a good kid-friendly.
I do too, and I also love that they incorporate how bullying is its own kind of horror, and kind of bring that in because it's one of those things where sometimes like a a story like this can get you to talk about it and say like this is not okay. Yeah. So I think that'll be a really good one. Had really great reviews. This one seems much lighter but really fun. Operation Sisterhood, about a blended family in Bo and her mom always had their own rhythm, just the two of them. But ever since they moved from the Bronx to Harlem, Bo's world has fallen out of sync. She and Mom are now living with Mom's boyfriend, Bill, his daughter, Sunday, and the twins, Lil and Lee, and their parents, along with a dog, 2 cats, a bearded dragon, a turtle, and chickens. Oh my gosh, it sounds like my house. All in one brownstone. I actually live in a house that's similar to a brownstone. It's very small. With so many people and animals squished together, Bo isn't sure there's room for her. Luckily, it isn't long before a shared love of music and a touch of mischief has Bo changing her tune. With a wedding on the horizon, Bo and her new family are ready to band together for the best celebration their block has ever seen.
Oh, that's such a nice
story. So I
story.
think it just sounds like it had great reviews. I think it's just going to be like a fun family kind of story with neighborhood celebrations, and I think we need that right now.
We do.
People need to get out there and read about families.
I know, and
there's a lizard on the back hanging out in their neighborhood. Where you'd probably expect to see a cat, and instead there's
whoever
a lizard.
did the cover design. It's
beautiful.
beautiful.
Let's see. Did we list who the illustrator is? Brittany Bond.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful cover.
Brittany Bond. It's
and
beautiful.
I'm very hard to say this author's name, but I will say her last name is Rude-Perkovich. And let's see, is this her first book? I don't think so. No. 8th grade Super Zero, It Doesn't Take a Genius, Above and Beyond NASA. So she's written some other middle grade.
Yeah. Fiction and nonfiction, awesome.
Yeah. So I think this is a great one. And probably a little lighter than some of the others, so that's good.
True.
Now we have a couple picture books, one of my favorites, Jan Thomas. She always writes really fun kind of comic booky style books. Sometimes they're picture books, sometimes they're early readers. This one is kind of in between, but I'll probably end up putting it with the picture books. And it's called Even Robots Aren't Perfect. And then he says, you can say that again. We're still not perfect. Yeah, her books are very popular with children. They're super funny. And it's important for everybody to know that even robots aren't perfect, because nobody's perfect, right? So I think this is a really fun one, and one of our favorites. Kids love these books. So, and then this beautiful book by Jacqueline Woodson is out, illustrated by Rafael Lopez, who's also done some beautiful work, including The Day You Begin, and Just Ask, and some other really wonderful current new picture books that have been coming out.
Gorgeous.
And this book is, it almost feels like she might have written it with COVID in mind, but it's not a COVID story. It's basically about some kids that are stuck inside for what seems like a long period of time, and they heed their grandmother's advice that use those beautiful and brilliant minds of yours, lift your arms, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and believe in a thing. Somebody somewhere at some point was just as bored as you are now. And so they learn from their grandma's words about their own history and people who came before them, their ancestors, and how they learn to tap into the power of their imaginations and story to get them through tough times. Yeah. So it kind of almost seems perfect for COVID, but it's not really a COVID story. It does seem kind of perfect for this time. So it's been star reviewed everywhere, and people are loving this book, and the illustrations are just gorgeous. And the idea of a wise grandma helping her grandchildren get through tough times, and looking for a brighter future. You just love these pictures. Love.
And it just makes you feel good inside too.
Yeah. So it's called The Year We Learned to Fly, which again seems almost perfect for this time, but it's not really set during COVID times. It's set sort of in just like crummy weather and things like that. So, but anyway,
so nice.
One of my favorites that has just come in and super uplifting, which I need. On these cold, dreary days, I need a little uplifting, and this was a great one. So,
I love it.
Yeah, I've been looking forward. This one has been written about everywhere. So,
yeah, I've definitely seen a lot of good reviews for it.
And I love a story that's not a COVID story necessarily, but feels relevant in this time period where we have been spending a lot of time inside and maybe need a little way to stretch our imaginations and tap into those
all sorts of things, but it just feels super comforting. Now.
Tap into those resources that your family gives you when they tell you their stories and they tell you how to cope. So
love it.
That's it.
Wonderful. We got a good haul this week.
We did. I mean, I know I'm grumbling, but that's just me because I was hoping to have a new box today, but maybe later.
Maybe later. Crossing our fingers for more new books. Like I said, we definitely have some new ones for adults next week, and I know we're going to get more for kids.
Yeah, there'll definitely be more.
So, come back
maybe
next week.
I don't know. It could be rolling. It could be a big box.
Ooh.
I don't really know. A lot coming out, so a lot on order.
Excitement of a box.
It's always mystery.
The UPS guy is our hero. Is our personal hero.
Yeah, he always kind of like gets taken aback because he comes in. We're like,
hi. We're like, yay, thank you.
You're here. He's like, yeah,
And
I'm here.
like our regular UPS guy gets it, but every now and then when there's a sub, they do
They're
not
like,
understand our
whatever.
excitement. I like shout from my
It's
office.
a
I'm like,
box.
thank you so much, and he does not get it, but our regular guy gets it. He gets it.
It took them a while to get used to us because we are a little overbearing when they come in, but
We're very excited. All right.
Have a good week.
That's it. We'll see you soon.
Stay warm.
Bye.
Bye.